Hey, Skeet here. Welcome to my Skeet Guitar channel. Today we're going to be looking at some essential country music strumming patterns. Today we're focusing on our strumming hand, so I'm going to keep the chord hand really simple. These are going to be open chords that hopefully you already know. If you don't know your open chords, go and check out my Beginner's Day 1 guitar lesson. I'll post a link in the comments. Okay, so let's look at strumming pattern number 1. I created this video because one of my subscribers on my YouTube channel requested a deeper dive into country strumming patterns. So it's username God Storyteller. So thanks for the request, and here you go. I hope you find this video useful. If any of my other viewers would like to request something, please just drop me a comment and I'll do my very best to make it happen for you. One of the most important things to realise in 4/4 time is that we will be playing 8 beats with our strumming hand, regardless of if we hit the strings or not. And that's the secret to good strumming. It's making sure all 8 beats of the bar are marked correctly. So the first pattern we're going to look at is what we'd call an alternating bass pattern. The chords we need for this section are just a G, a C, and a D. So what do I mean by an alternating bass pattern? Well, we're going to divide the guitar in two horizontally. So the thick strings nearest to our head are going to be our bass notes, and then the 3 near our feet, in fact the 4 near our feet, the 4th string, the D string, can also fit in the sort of higher register as well. The first thing we need to do is establish where we're going to strike the strings. This is in 4/4 time. That would be 1, 2, 3, 4. Now we are going to build on this pattern. This is the basic building block for a 4/4 alternating bass. So let's start now with a single bass. We'll strike just the bass note on the G chord. That's the string nearest to our head. And then I'm just pushing the strum through. I'm not hitting all 6 strings here. As you'll see, I'll try and zoom in. You know, maybe from string 4. It's not an exact science. It could be from string 3. But we're just trying to create a little bit of tonal difference, okay? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? Now, to add an alternating bass, whilst we're playing a G chord, or in fact, any chord, with the lowest note is on string number 6, this E string. We're going to play a second bass note on beat number 3 in the bar, and on this occasion we'll use string number 5, the A string, where we're fretting it at the 3rd fret. Now you may have noticed I don't actually use a pick to play, but the same rules apply. I use my thumb as that part of the pick, and I use my finger for the strumming part of the pick, but the same applies. I can't do it as cleanly by using my nail because it's not the manner in which I play, but I'll try to show you. So if you're holding the pick, that's how you do it. From now on, I'll just use my thumb because there'll be more accuracy. Now, if you don't use a pick, obviously, this is a great way to do it. So all we're doing is playing the bass notes on beats 1 and 3 of the bar. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And on 2 and 4, we're doing our little chop, our strum. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. Now, the next chord we're going to go to is a C. On this occasion, we're going to do something a little bit smarter. You see what I'm doing there on my chord hand? So I'm starting on string 5, that's the root note, on beat 1. But now I'm moving this finger and mobilising it and bringing it up towards the ceiling by 1 string to string number 6 in the 3rd fret and playing that G there. Okay? And then strumming through. And again, if you're using a pick, one, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. Let's go back to the G. Okay, let's go back to the C. If you're enjoying this lesson, please click the like button and leave me a comment. Let me know how you're getting on. Now, the other chord I mentioned was a D. We could play a D7 or a D. It doesn't really matter. Our root note now is on string number 4, the D string. There's 1, 2. Now you could go to string 3, the G string. But I like to think of that more of a melody string in this instance, or at least the tonally higher string. So I like to use string 5. I like to come to a lower note. It's emulating what we're doing on the C, isn't it? And then all together. Let's go to the C, to the D, and back to the G. And again, G, to the C, to the D, over the top to that string 5, back to G. Now that you have that strumming pattern under your fingers, the question is, what can we do to improve on that pattern? Use what we've got, but what can we do to add to it? Well, we can add some upstrokes. Everything at the moment is down. Now, in country music, the downstrokes are a really important one. The truth is, in all music, the downstrokes are a really important one. And whilst I've tailored this lesson towards country music because of my subscriber asking me to do so, the truth is the rules of strumming apply to every genre of music the same. The upstroke or the offbeat. At the moment, we've played 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. But we've got all these missing beats, all the upstrokes, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So the 1, 2, 3, 4 are our static, they are our stable. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. So we can introduce upstrokes in this. We're going to now revert to my thumb and fingers. The first thing to notice is these upstrokes are very, very gentle. I'm not digging in deep at all. I'm almost just grazing the strings on the way up. 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 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 1. And 1, 2 and 3, 4 and 1. The idea with the upstrokes are to just decorate the gaps between all of those steady downstrokes. The downstrokes are what are keeping us in time and keeping us in rhythm. It's almost like when I speak to some of my students, particularly my older students who might remember a spinning top or spinning plates even. It's once you've struck the strings and they are vibrating, we just want to keep that vibration going then. We don't need to hit it very hard. So those upstrokes are genuinely just a tickle. The camera's not going to show you really just how gently I'm catching them strings. And it's only a couple of strings, you know, because they're already ringing out from the downstroke. The other alternative is to hit the guitar really hard. And that never sounds nice, does it? Some songs that use the alternating bass pattern would include I Walk the Line by Johnny Cash. When I was little, my dad used to love Don Williams and Johnny Cash. I grew up on a diet of that stuff. So Don Williams, You're My Best Friend would be another great choice. And again, don't ever forget just how gentle those upstrokes are. The guitar's already ringing out. We're just keeping it going like spinning a plate. So let's look at a more upbeat style of strumming now. I have John Denver's Take Me Home Country Roads in mind. The original key is in G with no capo on. I'm putting the capo on too just because it suits my voice better. Country roads take me home to the place I've been. West Virginia, Mountain Mama, take me home, country road. As always, we are dividing the guitar in half horizontally into bass and treble. And the pattern I'm playing here is the bass note is on 1. 2 is on all the treble strings, so I'm literally hitting 1 or 2 strings here. Couple of strings at most. It is okay to hit 1 string at this point, okay? 1's good. So 2, I'm coming down, I'm probably striking about 4 strings. Now, on beat number 3, I'm missing the beat, but pay attention, my strumming hand still moves on it. 3. And 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. Now, many of my students struggle to leave the beat out initially, and if you're finding that difficult, the trick is to actually play the beat and eventually just stop striking the strings, because you are playing the beat, you're just not striking the strings. You have to mark it with the right hand. It's marking all of the 8 beats here, every down and every up on the hand. Now, as you grow as a player and as you develop as a player, you might find that you'll mark the beat just by a little flick of the wrist. I do that. There it was for the 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay? But I'm marking the beat. 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So if you need to play that beat, 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and then just leave the 3 out. 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And then as we speed it up. Now again, you may notice I don't use a pick. When I'm strumming this way without the alternating bass, I just act as if I'm holding a pick, okay? I use the top of my fingernail for a downstroke and the back of my thumbnail for the upstroke. Okay, so let's take a look at just some useful tips about strumming in general. Firstly, very rarely would you hit all 6 strings in one go. That just creates a wall of sound, and the more you do it, those frequencies build up, and it just becomes overcrowded with frequencies. So we should be dividing our strumming all the time into bass and treble frequencies, okay? So the bass area are these 3 near to the top, right up near our head, the thick strings, and then the treble area are the 3 or 4 down towards your feet. So there is a crossover on that string 4 there, of it being a bass and a treble note. One of the most important things to realise in 4/4 time is that we will be playing 8 beats with our strumming hand. regardless of if we hit the strings or not. And that's the secret to good strumming. It's making sure all 8 beats of the bar are marked correctly, even though you may not want to play them, okay? And what I mean by that, I'll play a simple G chord. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 1, 2, 3, 4, and so every time my hand goes downwards, it has to come up. I like to tell my students that they could imagine their hand is on a bungee. It goes down, it comes up, and it comes up naturally, and it comes up in exactly the same time that it went down in. It's just this lovely up and down action constantly, okay? Now, it's our choice whether we apply it to the strings or just off the strings. What's important is that we keep it moving. 1. Now, there's the and of the 1. I brought my hand back up before I struck 2. 1, 2. There was the and up. I'm going to miss 3. 1, 2, and 4, but I'll catch all the ups after. 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 4, and 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 1. Another thing to notice when I'm strumming, it doesn't come from the shoulder, doesn't come from the elbow, comes from the wrist. Everything we get closer to the instrument gives us more and more control over it. It's just economy of movement. So you can see, even on what I would consider my big strokes there, I'm just the flicking of the wrist. It's quite loose and relaxed as well. You don't want to be stiff. It's nice and relaxed. Keeping that hand on a bungee, it just goes up and down. Another strumming tip for you, if you're playing an acoustic guitar particularly, which if you're looking at this for country music, invariably you probably are. This is quite a big box, guys. It makes a lot of noise. You don't have to hit it very hard. Honestly, just be gentle with it. And if you use a pick, even more so, because that will make you even louder than me playing with my nails here. Just be very gentle with it and always seek to shape your sound. Always think of it as bass and treble. A sculpted sound just sounds so much nicer. So there's a couple of different strumming patterns you can apply to country music. I hope you found this useful. Please let me know in the comments if you have. Don't forget to subscribe, ring the bell so you're notified. I post new lessons every Wednesday evening UK time, and throughout the week, lots of little hints and tips. If you found this lesson useful, be sure to drop a comment. Maybe you could let me know what you'd like to learn next. I am taking requests. This one was for God Storyteller, my subscriber, and thank you for that. So thanks for watching, guys. I hope you found this useful, and I'll see you next Wednesday. If you've enjoyed this lesson, hit like, subscribe, and come back for more, and leave me a comment and let me know what you'd like to learn next.